Thanks for coming today. We're going to be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. This is from High Spirits Flutes, and this is what they call the Condor bass double or drone flute. This is made from aromatic cedar, or Eastern Red Aromatic Cedar is kind of the full name that I go by. It has one melody side and one drone side. In some of their double flutes, they were offering to put holes in the drone side. My triple over here has one drone side like that. The other one is just a plain drone like this one. The Condor bass series this is what I more refer to as a mid-range flute rather than a bass flute. And companies confuse matters when they start creating names, a high C flute compared to a low C flute or a bass C, when those don't really hold true except for maybe what they're making. They make a high range one and a low range one. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but it confuses the players when they're looking for a flute. What range is this? So this D is in the 4th octave range on a piano. High Spirits is based out of Patagonia, Arizona, and that is indeed where I purchased this flute, directly from them at their showroom in Patagonia, Arizona. Gosh, a lot of years ago. And I don't have, it's not set up right now to where I can get the date from that. I will list the date in the description box below this video, along with all of the measurements and everything that I will include down there for those that are interested. These are a very large bore flute. There's my thumb for comparison. But they have a very, very large bore on the majority of what they called their Condor bass series, and it did make for a little mellower tone, a little bolder type voice quite often, and a little bit larger diameter finger holes. Made it a little hard to play for some people with smaller sized fingers. Here's what it sounds like dry. I do love the sound of these. I really do. So when they made their double flutes in this A-frame design, which they have gotten away from quite a bit lately, unfortunately, and I'm hoping that they do go back to that. A friend of mine I was just chatting with online, and he said that they are looking at revisiting making their contra bass flutes, which are the great big low ones. They made them in A, G, and F sharp, only those three keys. And that would be this flute right back here is an A flute, as is the smaller one next to it. I don't have one handy here to reach. This flute in the back row right here is a low, I call it a bass G. They call it a contrabass. Again, it's confusing. Those are in the third octave on a piano. And I do hope that they start making them again, because they made a very wonderful sounding bass flute in those lower keys. They didn't have every key offered, just those three. I do hope they start making their A-frame doubles again. These are easier to control for many people, because it's like playing a single flute, and you can kind of rest this on your wrist, or the back part of your hand as you're playing, to hold it upright, or level, I guess I should say. Here is what the voice is like with reverb and delay added now. Beautiful, beautiful sound. The breath hole and the mouthpiece is rather wide. Breath holes are a little bit larger than 3/8 of an inch in diameter, and they're fairly close together. They're not, it's not difficult to close off one hole or just play one hole by sliding your mouth over and pursing your lips a little bit. Get my fingers in the right place. It's pretty easy to make that transition between the two, or playing one or both. This particular one is before they started permanently attaching the cross brace down here. This is tied on, and you do have to be a little bit careful so it doesn't move around. They're blocks. They change those periodically. This is what would be their Condor design. Two separate blocks there, each tied on. The flue is in the bottom of the block, as all of the High Spirits are. It has a lowered nest, or a dropped nest, I guess I would say, and some laser engravings, different spots. This does not have any tuning holes in the Condor D. Kind of an angled or a wedge-shaped mouthpiece, I guess I would call that. Overall, I find the High Spirits, the older design of High Spirits flutes, to be exceptional. I think they play very well. They seem to be always in tune for me. I think there was only one that I felt was off, that I had to send back. But everything else has been great. I can play it with any other instrument that is tuned to a standard A440 Hertz tuning, which most music today is. And if you wanted to play with a piano or anything, that's what the standard is for any orchestra or typical band type situations. So, thank you for tuning in today and checking out my in-depth review of the High Spirits Condor bass D double flute in aromatic cedar. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please subscribe and click the little bell so that you can be notified the next time I post a video. It could be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. It could be a music video where the Native American style flute is featured as kind of the centerpiece in all of my music. It could be solo. It could be with other instruments, both modern or more traditional type instruments. It could be tutorial on how to play the Native American style flute. I probably should do a tutorial on how to play drones or double flutes. I need to do that, but there's something else I need to do before I do that one. Thank you again for watching and tuning in. I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care.